evening and welcome to this edition of the Evening News for today, Tuesday, August 1, 2023. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. In the headlines this evening, 13 boats destroyed, 6 damaged in fire at VREED-EN-HOOP Stelling. Government remains committed to continued Afro-Guyanese development, says President Ali. GRA to reopen office at KURUPUKARI crossing in bid to stem illegal vehicles. And scores Flock National Park for Emancipation Day celebrations. Now for the news in detail. We begin tonight's newscast by telling you that 19 boats that were docked at the VREED-EN-HOOP Stelling, West Coast Demerara, were caught on fire in the wee hours of today. According to the Guyana Fire Service, 13 of the boats were completely destroyed, while 6 of them were slightly damaged. The fire service said that the report was made at about 1:49 hours today, and water tender number 111 and crew from the Lagrange Fire Station, along with fireboat protector number 8 and crew, were immediately dispatched to the scene. Firefighters arrived on the scene to meet several boats on fire, and they managed to extinguish the blaze, but not before the 13 vessels were destroyed. Police inquiries revealed that the fire started from the rear end of a vessel, which was docked on the southern side of the VREED-EN-HOOP Stelling, and the blaze quickly spread to nearby boats on the southern side of the river. Several persons were questioned, including a watchman for the vessel in which the fire started. He was later taken into custody at the VREED-EN-HOOP police outpost and is assisting with the investigation. The fire service have said the cause of the fire is undetermined at this time and further investigation is required. Assuring that the People's Progressive Party civic government remains committed to reparations and continued development of Afro-Guyanese, President Dr. Irfan Ali in his Emancipation Day message lauded the contributions of Afro-Guyanese and urged persons to reject all who seek to stoke divisions. Rupa Sinarayan has more.
In his Emancipation Day message, President Dr. Irfan Ali referenced recent meetings such as the European Union Community of Latin America and Caribbean, where progress has been made in getting recognition for the fight for reparations. President Ali also pointed to CARICOM, which he noted has been at the forefront of demanding reparations for the descendants of enslaved Africans. According to the president, there has been concerted efforts within the region to seek both an acknowledgement of and redress for slavery, the effects of which he noted did not end with emancipation in 1838.
My government remains committed to the struggle for reparation for the crime of African enslavement. We demand that those who were complicit in and who profited from the trade in captive Africans and African enslavement must pay reparations. The Caribbean community has been at the forefront of demanding reparations for the descendants of enslaved Africans. Within the region, there has been a concerted effort to seek both the acknowledgement of and redress for the injustices inflicted as a result of the slave trade and slavery.
According to President Ali, African Guyanese will share in the benefits that will flow from Guyana's transformative development, both now and in the future. He further assured that they will have a stake in national development and governance.
The greatest tribute we can pay to the struggles and sacrifices of African Guyanese is to build a free, prosperous, and more inclusive nation. In this regard, I want to assure all Guyanese that my government is wholeheartedly committed to ensuring that everyone, every single Guyanese, will be part of the political, social, and economic transformation of our country. No one will be left behind. African Guyanese will share in the bounty that will flow from Guyana's transformative development and the bright and prosperous future ahead. Emancipation Day was a milestone for our country's history. As we celebrate the anniversary of this historic day, let us recommit in working to create a better future where resilience and achievement resonate in every corner of Guyana.
This year marks 185 years since the abolishment of slavery in Guyana. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
After previously closing down its office due to corrupt staff, the Guyana Revenue Authority will now be re-establishing its presence at the KURUPUKARI crossing on the border with Brazil. Here is Gerald Bryan with the details.
With the Guyana Revenue Authority, GRA, working to clamp down on smuggling, the Public Accounts Committee, PAC, on Monday questioned what was being done to address the issue. GRA Commissioner General Godfrey Stacia, who appeared before the PAC, was asked about the GRA's office at KURUPUKARI, Region 8. While GRA used to have an outpost at the crossing, Stacia revealed that this was closed due to corruption. According to Stacia, however, a decision has been made to reopen it.
We used to have a presence there, but I closed it down, but we're putting back one now. The reason why we closed it down is because there was a tremendous amount of collusion, and we were paying people overtime and all sorts of things there, and we weren't getting any revenues. Oh. So what we did, we instituted different measures to try to catch them at the Mabura Road area. So that we have to use alternative ways now of finding them rather than allowing them to cross, rather having a permanent presence there, and we do not get any returns on our investment.
He noted that the agency is able to identify vehicles from Brazil even when local number plates have been placed on it.
We have to be vigilant, because when they pass the KURUPUKARI now, that is when we said, no, it shouldn't pass here, because it has to be within that region, and you have to get the permission from the GRA and the police. So as soon as we see them in Georgetown, we know only this. And we stop them. Right, that is the reason why they put on a local number plate when they're in town. And those that we find with a local number plate in town, we seize those vehicles also. Because it should not pass there without permission.
The Auditor General report of 2019 had listed as much as 195 vehicle-related seizures for that year. Illegal vehicles entering Guyana, especially at the porous Lethem border, continues to be a problem according to the Commissioner General. Gerald Bryan, The Evening News.
Oil production on just the first two floating production, storage and offloading vessels offshore Guyana could reach as much as 400,000 barrels of oil per day, according to oil giant ExxonMobil. More in this report.
The Lisa, Destiny and Unity FPSOs have reached 400,000 BPD before in February this year. However, permission had to be sought from regulators for this, and that level of production was not maintained on a sustained basis afterwards. During ExxonMobil's second quarter earnings call, Chief Executive Officer and Chairman Darren Woods said they were able to achieve a record gross production of 380,000 BPD from the Stabroek Block during the second quarter of this year. However, he added that there is scope for production from the two FPSOs to exceed 400,000 BPD. According to Woods, our team in Guyana continues to deliver excellent operating, environmental and safety results while optimizing and growing production. In fact, we see the potential to increase the combined gross capacity of these two FPSOs to above 400 KBD, with further debottlenecking, which is nearly a 20% increase above the investment basis and a testament to the ingenuity of our people, end quote. The oil major's CEO went on to add that when the third FPSO Prosperity comes online later this year, it will further increase their capacity. Prosperity, which arrived in Guyana's waters in April, will develop the Payara field in the Stabroek Block. It has an initial production capacity of around 220,000 barrels of oil per day and an overall storage volume of 2 million barrels. Production from the Prosperity vessel is expected to push daily production to some 600,000 barrels in a day in 2024. ExxonMobil has said it anticipates at least 6 projects offshore Guyana will be online by 2027, with possibly 10 FPSOs operational by 2030. Reporting for the Evening News, I am Lawanda McAllister.
Coming up on the other side of the break, scores flock National Park for Emancipation Day celebrations. Please stay tuned.
offers great patient care that is tailored for my entire family.
At Optique, a wide selection of affordable optical frames and optical services are available to fit your budget.
At Optique, my family is provided with comprehensive eye examination and access to their ophthalmology services, all under one roof.
Optique takes pride in delivering exceptional customer service and a unique experience to you, our customers.
Optique Vision Care is a company that is Guyanese born and grown that will help you take care of your precious eyes.
Contractors, let the quality of your road constructions speak for themselves by investing in a walk-behind vibratory roller from Sylvies. Apart from improving productivity, our roller provides better compaction for soil and asphalt. Designed with the ability to turn, this machine also offers great flexibility for precise work near walls and sidewalks. Order it now before it's gone at sylviesonline.com or at our 31 High and Hatfield Street store.
Welcome back. You're watching the evening news. Some 700 small business owners in Region 6 were on Saturday each given a grant of $200,000 to assist them in their various business ventures. Andrew Carmichael joins us with this story.
The distribution of the cash grants to small business owners coincided with National Small Business Week, which concluded on Saturday. The distribution was held during an outreach in Region 6 by Vice President Dr. Bharat Jagdeo. The 700 small business owners will receive a total of $140 million. According to Jagdeo, the process to access the cash grant has been simplified, whereby previously persons were required to set up their businesses, have GRA tax compliance certificates in place, and undergo training. But all those requirements have now been removed. The Vice President explained that the lowering of the requirements was due to the fact that persons were forced to spend money to get all requirements in order to receive the grant. Meanwhile, during Saturday's outreach, VP Jagdeo announced that a further 300 roads in the region will be upgraded. This will see $10 billion being given to the region. According to Jagdeo, the system being used in selecting those roads will see those in the worst state and those which have the most beneficiaries being given priority.
So we will decide which we give priority. The first 300 would be the worst roads and those that have the most people living. Because eventually all the others are going to be done. Because next year you will have another set of roads being done. We are already halfway this year. These will be tendered soon and be completed hopefully before the end of the year. Next year you'll have another set. So that's where we need the help by NDCs. A place of worship, but you got a lot of places of worship too. We're going to plenty churches in the background and stuff. Let me leave the places of worship first. Let me go to schools, hospitals, anything to do with health, right? Health and education, priority. Maybe to grounds too. The grounds, right? The growth to the grounds, schools and hospitals. Those are a priority. You just, once you find them, you tender them out and then we go and build them. You don't need to consult with anybody because that's an omnibus instruction. That's a general instruction. You got to start as priority.
Meanwhile, the Vice President also announced that another 1,000 persons will be employed on the government's part-time employment system. Despite malicious rumors being spread about the part-time job initiative, Jagdeo had announced earlier this year that not only will the program continue, but the government was in the process of expanding that initiative. The 1,000 new recruits were able to sign their contracts on Saturday, bringing the total number of persons employed under the program in Region 6 to 5,000.
Today we just came from a facility where we added another 1,000 jobs part-time program. We have 5,000 people now working on the program, on the part-time program. AFRO terminated about 3,000 of them in this region, just over 3,000. And we've rehired, I got the numbers from Zulfi, of the 3,000, nearly 1,700 of the 3,000. We're restarting the Rosal estate. So people are getting back jobs. With a lot of these road works and stuff, some people, the contractors in the region, getting jobs and hiring people.
For the evening news, Andrew Carmichael.
Hundreds of persons, including many families, gathered at the National Park today to partake in as well as observe the vibrant celebrations of Emancipation Day 2023 in Georgetown. The evening news team was there and filed this report.
On Tuesday, scores of Guyanese turned out at the National Park as the African Culture and Development Association, ACTA, celebrated their 30th anniversary of hosting Emancipation Day celebrations. Along with scores of patrons in attendance, there were several exhibitors, food stalls, football games, and fun activities in the park. And like always, Ansa McCall was there again this year with their Chief Cook-Up competition. We spoke with a representative who shared some details on the Chief Cook-Up competition and prizes. A company representative shared a bit on their collaboration with AGDA for the competition and entry rules, also prizes to be won.
Anybody from anywhere in Guyana, you want to be a part of the competition, we provide you with some of the basic ingredients, of course Chief Brands seasoning. They come here and they cook up the best pot, the best cook up that, you know, everybody is the best cook. So you get an opportunity now to showcase your talent and your cooking skills. We have about 14 participants here, 14 teams that signed up before. It's usually a lot of about 30 entries, but because we haven't had it in about 3 years, this year we have about 30 participants.
Some exhibitors who had their booths on display in the National Park shared how the Guyanese-style conky is made, encouraged Guyanese to support their products since it was all locally made.
My name is Angela Robertson from Marymount Mall. Well, I will be talking about the conky and the preparation of the conky. You know that it's very hard. You have to bust the coconut, buy the coconut, bust the coconut, dig the coconut out, wash the coconut, grate the coconut, wash the cassava, peel the cassava, wash the cassava, grate the cassava, mix the other ingredients, mix the sugar, have the spices around. Then you have to get the plantain leaf, quail it, pass it over the stove, give it the heat so the germs could kill from it, and then you put the mixture into the plantain leaf there, and then you boil it.
My name is Claire Richards. From Mother Nature's Organic Farm Products. Our products are all organic. We go from farm to plate. We also introduce in some waters, coconut water with sea moss, citrus water, lemon water, lemongrass with lemons and stuff, and pineapple water. This is our new introduction into the entertainment. We also have all our spices.
30 years of celebrating emancipation at the National Park, ACTA representative was clear on being appreciative and continue to encourage persons to come fellowship as a Guyanese people.
Welcome to Emancipation Festival 30. This is 30 years. We've been in the National Park. We've been pushing African culture in Guyana, and not just Guyana, in the Caribbean, building relationships and bringing awareness and continuing to grow the influence of African culture, not just in Guyana, but globally. The National Park is a buzz right now. We've had our official program starting on our main stage, and we just finished the anthem and now doing our official libations and prayers. And the park, if the guys want to pan, you can see it's filled with people. It is a big celebration this year. We're celebrating 30 years. We're celebrating some of our great members who were here, who we lost in this year. Sister Clementine Marshall is one of those persons. We have a very special program planned, which involves international acts, world-renowned acts, and some of our best local talent.
Meanwhile, opposition leader Aubrey Norton was also at the National Park to celebrate with Guyanese.
For the African community, it has to be political, economic, and social emancipation. For the Guyanese society, we should reflect on Emancipation Day and hope that the resources in this country is shared across the country so that all can benefit. and just to say happy emancipation to all.
A second-year University of Guyana law student copped the coveted Miss Region 5 Emancipation Pageant Queen title last week. Andrew Carmichael has that story.
The event saw Ashana Gordon being crowned the queen. 8 young ladies representing various villages in Region 5, Mahaika Berbice, participated in the pageant. The first runner-up went to Katima Punch of Central Maikoni. The second runner-up was Christelle Anthony of Itika, with the third runner-up being Delincia Bacchus, a seamstress of Calcutta Maikoni. The contestants were required to present themselves and indicate an outstanding African woman they wanted to emulate.
Number 3, representing Union Village, commonly called Number 30 Village. Ashana majestically displayed traditional evening wear with a modern touch originated from Edo State of Nigeria, presenting a blend of both style and beauty for this evening sumptuous occasion. This African red flowered lace with mermaid tail bottom evening gown is an elegant and sophisticated hairstyle that is both timeless and classic. The mermaid tail bottom is a flattering and feminine silhouette that associates the curves and contour of Ashana body. At the same time, the red flower lace pattern is a beautiful representation of the natural beauty, strength, and grace of an African woman.
Black represents the dark past and hope for the future, while the white represents the hope for a new beginning. And lastly, the brown depicts stability and dependability. African clothing is a symbol of status, creativity, and allegiance to African tribal roots. So, wearing traditional clothes like hers is a good way to show respect and love to African culture.
Like the casual wear, which represents the colorful necklace, this is made from cotton woven into unique styles and patterns. The women wear black and white dresses that are decorated with white or black stripe binding at the hem and the neck. Their headdress is of different colors, which represents the different areas they come from.
An African queen, Miss Calcutta, showcasing pure elegance in a historical and unique way, showing off her love and respect for her African history through a beautiful and classy evening gown. Her beautiful beaded accessories are a very important part of her African ancestors, along with her African bridal fan in her hand. Ladies and gentlemen, delegate number 6, Delicia Bacchus.
The contestants appeared in traditional evening and casual wear and also performed a talent piece. Gordon, in her appearance, highlighted the determination of Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou was denied to enter the Women's Army Corps because of her race and because she attended California Labor School, which was known to have communist affiliations. However, Maya Angelou rise above this and portrayed her determination by opting for many jobs. For example, she applied 3 weeks every time for another job to provide for herself and her son because she was living in poverty strictly. Thank you.
A rousing round of applause for your new queen, contestant number 3.
Region 5 will benefit because I will do so much to promote my African culture and rich heritage so that my people can learn more about their own culture.
I've seen the emancipation pageantry being growing over the years, and I like that.
What do you think of the level, the standard of the participants, the clothing they wore and so on?
Well, so that it is, move from a different level from 2012 to now. We would have seen that, the girls, they would go beyond and not looking at the price that they would receive, but to just the maintaining of the culture. So they would have evolved.
For the evening news, Andrew Carmichael.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbor Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023 at 4 hours 15 for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berbice River Bridge is expected to be closed at 16 hours 50 on Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023, also for a period of 1.5 hours.
Ethiopia-friendly is good test for Golden Jaguars, says Shabazz. This and more coming up in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Are you a sports fan? Place your sport betting bets today for your chance to win up to $15 million per coupon. Visit any agent near you or www.superbet.gy and place your bets. Must be 18 years and older. Terms and conditions apply. Play responsibly.